This is Support is Sexy, episode 115, and today we're going to talk about putting some space on it. Welcome to the Support is Sexy podcast. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, producer, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I talk to women entrepreneurs who share their journeys and the true stories of their wins and their lessons, and give you insight and inspiration to take your business and your life to the next level. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm excited to have you here because it just would not be the same without you. And if you are listening to this in real time, today is Friday, December 9th. We're headed into the weekend. Most of us are. And I wanted to talk to you today very briefly because I'm talking about putting some space on it. Now, if you all have heard that famous interview with Birdman where he talked about putting some respect on his name, I'm going to talk to you about putting some space on the things that you have on your to-do list. Now, we've talked about this a little bit before on the podcast, putting space around things, giving things or yourself space to breathe, space to think, space to be creative, space to relax. But this weekend, I want you to intentionally put some space on it. So whether that's your to-do list, or that's the project that you're working on, or that's a relationship, whether it's business or otherwise, whatever it is, put some space on it. The reason I'm saying this is because I know in my own life within the past month or so, things have felt very crowded. Now, this isn't a good or bad thing. It just is what it is. And what I believe I need is some space around it. And now what that space looks like, it's different for everyone. I get space when I go for a run. I get space when I take a break and here go for a drive because I'm in Georgia now as opposed to New York. So here you go for a drive. I get space in a lot of other ways when I read a book or I watch Netflix, which I plan to do this weekend. So again, that space can look a lot of different ways, and the amount of time can look different also. It doesn't have to be all day. It doesn't have to be the whole weekend. It can be for an hour. The thing I want you to try to focus on is the intention, saying to yourself, I'm going to put some space on this and I'm going to step away from it for however long, or I'm going to step away from it and do X, which takes however long. Now, the things that you're doing can't be just the necessities like I'm going to step away from this and eat breakfast. I'm going to step away from this and go to the bathroom. Well, those are things you would do anyway. Really set an intention and try to step away from something and put some space on it, and it will likely allow you to open up some other ideas, a new way of thinking about something, or even just make you come back to whatever it is fresh. And like I said, for me, I feel like space is a good thing right now. So intentionally, I am going to take at least one day this weekend, might be for a certain number of hours, but at least one day this weekend to put some space on it. Now, the other day, I have work to do. There are things I need to get ready for Monday. I'm doing some traveling next week, so things will be a little bit cramped in the beginning part of the week. It is what it is. As entrepreneurs, we know you have to make things happen. Whatever day it is, it doesn't matter. But again, intentionally going to put some space on it and say, I'm not going to look at my phone for anything work related. I'm not going to go to the computer. No phone calls, which we rarely do anyway, right? No phone calls, nothing about quote unquote work or business. Whatever that time is, I'm going to really carve out that spot and make it be sacred space this weekend. We all need it. It is a way of truly taking care of ourselves and allowing ourselves some room to breathe and really some space. Again, now this isn't to say you won't think about the business because you might get a fresh idea within this space, but it gives you room to be able to do that, to be creative, to think, to just breathe and take a deep breath and not be so rigid around whatever it is you're trying to create. That's another thing. Sometimes we get so focused on things or so rigid, or we want it to go a certain way. So we're so tight around that we don't give it space to really be what it's supposed to be. So don't want to get too woo-woo with it. My challenge for you for the weekend, put some space on it. Decide what that space is going to look like for you, how much time it is. Consider it sacred space. Go for it. Enjoy it, and come back with a fresh start. And next week, I hope you'll come back with a fresh start with us. You like that little segue, right? Come back to the podcast for a fresh start with brand new interviews with fantastic women entrepreneurs who are creating great things in this world. I'm excited to share it with you. For past interviews, you can go to supportissexypodcast.com, check out other interviews, and also subscribe to the podcast. That's very important. It not only helps the show, but it helps us make sure that you do not miss an episode. 5 days a week, we're here for you, or more than that if you're listening straight through. But I want to make sure you subscribe on iTunes or on Stitcher or wherever you're listening. So make sure you subscribe. And if you really like the podcast and enjoy it, I would love to hear from you. So you can leave a review, Stitcher or iTunes, and let me know what you think. I'd love a 5-star review, but any review is welcome. I just want to hear back from you, get feedback on what you've enjoyed hearing and what you'd like to hear in the future. We're heading into a new year, new interviews, new people to talk to. We're continuing to grow, and it's all because of all of you. So I so appreciate you being here. I want you to take care of yourselves. Come back next week stronger than ever. We will be here together. So now you know what to do. Go out there and create something sexy, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.